time, a dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Wednesday. And here on the channel, it has been renamed Wednesday Weight Loss Wisdom with D. Somebody thought of that. It wasn't me, but I kind of liked it. I thought it made sense. And this is the day that I talk about my topic of the week, what I think is important in a weight loss journey, because Saturdays I do the WW's topic. And I think, being through a weight loss journey myself, not that I'm an expert, because I'm not, but I am learning every day, and what I learn I share with you guys, because sometimes you learn along the way and you like to share, and sometimes it resonates with people and sometimes it doesn't. Is everything I'm going to say ever going to resonate with you? Probably not, and that's a good thing, but sometimes it gives you something to think. So today is all about, I mentioned it in Saturday's weigh-in video that I did for WW, the meeting topic du jour, which was, I think, non-scale victories. So I will, if I remember to link that, if you haven't seen it, I will put it in the cards above. I think it's on this side. I never remember what side it is, because it's always on the opposite side that I think it is, because the thing, yeah. And I mentioned about the binge day. And that's a hot topic, because it just is, because people do it. They save all their points for one day. They call it their cheat day, their non-track day. There's several different names for it. But I will tell you, I was one of those. I used to do the same thing. Back when I went on Tuesday nights, I would binge Tuesday nights. And the sad reality is I got home late. So try binging at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, not the best idea. And I've also been a Saturday morning wearer, so it would be the all-day Saturday binge. And sometimes the binge led into Sunday. I didn't track, didn't care. I felt like I owed it to myself. I work hard all week. I am on this diet all week. I deserve to eat my food. It's not going to matter what I eat today for next Saturday. Do I think that is true? Somewhat. But what happens is it makes you develop bad habits, and it throws your mojo off. If you're on plan every day but Saturday, I don't know, do you find it hard getting back on plan on Sunday if you have that binge day, cheat day, no track day? Answer me that. I had a very hard time getting back in gear, because old habits come back very easily. And when I have a day where, and here's the thing, I go to my meeting, now maybe you do this too, I don't know. I go to my meeting, get weighed, and I'd bring a snack with me, whether it be a bar, yogurt, a banana, something that had several points in it. And I'd go home and have breakfast. Well, I just ate something, but that didn't matter, because that's just, get me over the hump. And I go home and eat whatever I wanted. Sometimes we go out for breakfast, didn't care. I ate all my home fries, all my toast. I may get corned beef hash. I may get pancakes, cooked in all that butter. Didn't care, because it was my day. I'll get what I want because I work hard. I deserve it. True. I mean, we do deserve things. I'm not gonna lie. We do work hard all week. But I will say that and every week I would get mad at myself, because I would, I could feel the mindset go down, and I'd be like, why am I doing this? I'm sabotaging next week. Because yeah, I do have extra points on Saturday, but I don't have that many. And if I didn't track, I had no clue what I was eating. I could have been eating maybe way over the points that I had left. And then I always would wonder, why am I not losing as much as some other people who are on plan all the time? Because yes, while I'm still within my points during the week, it takes me days to make up the binge day. And then by the time I get back in the groove, and you'll see 0.4 loss, which is not bad. But when you have a lot of weight to lose and you're pulling off a 0.4 when you could have just eaten normally on Saturday, you would have seen maybe 1.4 off on the scale. And I think more than that, it messes with your head, because it becomes an obsession. At least for me it did. I will tell you that, because I would think about what I'm going to eat the whole time I was at the meeting. I don't even listen. Like, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna eat? Oh my gosh, I want that. I want that. Where are we gonna go out for dinner? Ooh, I'm gonna get something fried. I'm gonna get pasta. I'm gonna get ravioli. Not that I can't eat ravioli, but I probably couldn't eat like a big ass plate of ravioli. But And I'd sit there and obsess about it. And then when I would have the meal, or at the end of the day, I'd be like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't help myself. It was almost like an addiction. Like I couldn't stop myself. And every week I'd say the same thing. This is the last day for this. I'm not going to do it again. Come that weigh-in day, I'd be right there shoveling it down, whether it be chocolates. Steve always had little, especially this time of year, he'd have Halloween candy in. Oh my gosh. He'd be, where's all the Hershey bars? I don't know. Where'd they go? I ate them. And I would eat, the minis, I'd probably eat 10 of them. Well, it's my binge day. It's my cheat day. It doesn't matter. It won't count for next week. I have points. And yeah, I would sit there and every stinking time do the same thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And each week I did it. I'm waiting for the township guy to come. I hope that's not him. I don't think it is. He's not supposed to come until 12. Sorry about that. So yeah, and I will tell you that it becomes an obsession. So instead of obsessing about I hope that's not bothering you, because it does bother some people, and I apologize, but I can't film in the back because it's too windy. If I could reach, I would have taken it down. But it does become an obsession, and so you trade one obsession for another obsession. I'm trying to tell you not to have any obsessions. How could we curb all this so it doesn't happen to you? And then there's always the binge, the all out, doesn't even have to be on a weigh-in day, just a day you just eat your face off, whether it be bag of Doritos, whether it be jar of peanut butter, thing of ice cream, whatever is your, thing. Why can't I stop myself to have Doritos? Why? I will tell you why you can't stop eating, because you don't eat Doritos. You sat there and claimed that food to be off limits. Now, I do understand that there's trigger foods, and trigger foods cause the binge, but they're triggering you because you're not having them. I go on a limb and say that, only because from my experience, I know certain things trigger me. To me, it's chocolate. Anything chocolate. So I go get now these Skinny Me chocolates, little squares, or Choc Zero squares that are 2 points each. And when I have several of them during the week, I don't binge on the Hershey bars anymore. Why? Because I'm allowing myself to have it. When you make something so special and you don't have it because it's not on plan, everything is on plan. Let me come out and say that everything is on plan. The amount of it is not. Can I have a whole bag of those Choc Zeros or those Skinny Me chocolates? Oh, heck no. But I could have one, even two if I plan, and then they're 2 points each. I have weekly points. I earn at least 5 to 7 points a day on activity. I earn vegetable points. So yes, I could have a piece of chocolate. Now, if I had a big ass bar of chocolate, could I just snap a piece and be done with it? Probably not. I am from the school that I will not open another bag or another piece of candy, but I love the individual portion bags. Same thing with chips. I love the little bags of chips. You see me eat them all the time. Will I open a second bag? I will not. Why? Because I'm allowing myself to have one, and I do feel quite satisfied with one. Excuse me. The allergies are really bad today. So what I want to, talk about is how we put food, we obsess. Even though we're on a weight loss journey, somewhere there's a food obsession going on that we might not recognize. When you don't eat something because I can't eat that, I can't eat that, I can't eat that. You can eat anything. If you have a problem with portions because I can't stop, I want to put this out there to you. Maybe if you plan that food in a few days a week, maybe you won't be as obsessed with it. I think when we put food on this pedestal and make it something special, like, oh my gosh, and we don't have it, I think we want it more. That's just for me, that's how it is. And I'm just sharing that with you. Same thing with people obsessed about, I had too many BLTs. They're bites. They're bites. You can't gain weight eating bites. If you're eating more than a bite, then it's not a bite. If you're eating too much, then it's not a BLT. A bite, a lick, and a taste is exactly what that is. If you're saying you're gaining weight because of that, then you're not having a BLT. You're having a portion. I BLT all the time. You're gonna say, well, your weight, my weight is different than your weight. I'm at maintenance. Yes, I only have 10 pounds to lose, so it is very hard for me. Am I 100% on plan all the time? I'm not. That's why sometimes I can't get too upset with myself, because I am not following 100%. And I know that. So at least I admit that too. I don't sit there and say, well, I'm 100%, I have no idea. I know that I'm following kind of scatteredly, but I can at this point, because even if I don't lose the 10 pounds, I may never be at WWM goal, but I will be at my goal, which is fine. And like the doctor said, he wanted me actually about 5 pounds more than I am now. That's where he wanted me to be. He says, I think this is a good weight for you. I'm like, well, they want me at 156. He's like, you're 270. The odds of you staying I said, I know, are slim to none. She didn't want me having that obsessive compulsive behavior. She said, sometimes when we have a number that we're not used to having, like I was heavy all my life. So for me to be at 156, which is really light for me, is going to be work. And she didn't want me to become obsessive about food, because that she sees how it happens a lot with people. They become overly obsessed. Oh my God, I can't have that. Oh no, I don't need that. I don't eat that. That's could be a problem. So, and it happens a lot with weight loss. It comes with weight loss, and depending on what plan you're on or what program you're on, it happens to a lot of people. You can go and Google it. There's several for Weight Watchers. It's going from one extreme to the other. And I think if you have a tendency to have obsessive compulsive behaviors, you just have to be very careful of not having that in your journey, because it is food, it is nourishment. It is not the enemy. It is not going to hurt you. But I think sometimes we get fearful. And fear is a really, really bad emotion because it's kind of like, I always put it with the dog, and I used to think Bailey was mean, and the doctor said he's afraid, he's fearful. He's not that he's mad or upset, he's scared. And I think a lot of that comes with us. When we're scared of something, we just act a little bit differently. Now, how do we handle this? It's hard. It is hard to break that weigh in day, eat your face off, binge, eat all my points, no track day. It's hard because it becomes almost a compulsion and obsession. And I will tell you, it took me years to get through that. It did. I mean, we're talking since 2016. I probably got under control maybe last year or so. I stopped because I was like, it was driving myself nuts. And honestly, I would eat so much I wouldn't feel well. I did a video, I remember last year, happening on that day. We were at a winery and I drank way too much sangria. And I am picky, because when you go to the winery, we always bring cheese, crackers, fruit, and stuff like that. Like charcuterie stuff. Well, you can eat it. You can overeat that. Yes, it's pickies, but again, a BLT and a picky can become a meal when you have too much of it. It ceases to become that. And just eating, and we had pictures. It was a sangria festival, I will say that. And we had two different, they were good too. Really were. And I was just, I didn't care, it's Saturday. And then we were going out to dinner. And I remember I had a stomach ache. I did not feel well. And I remember saying to Steve, I said, we're going out to eat. I don't even know, I can't eat anything. I'm full. And I knew I had to eat something, because that was that was like lunch. We were there probably from like maybe 12 to 3. And this was like, we were going to, it was going to be at dinner time. And I thought, oh my God. So I just got a salad. I got a entree. I think it had grilled chicken and vegetables. It was a salad. I couldn't even eat that. And I remember bringing it home. I brought home my salad. Oh my God, I did. And I felt sick all night. I threw up the next morning. That was the last time I really had it bad. That was probably my worst. And I vlogged it because I wanted to remember. If I remember to find that video, I will, and I'll put up here. I looked horrible, and I sounded horrible, and I was all teary-eyed, and because I was just wrenching my guts up. And it's not pretty. And I wanted better for myself. I wanted a better relationship with food. I didn't want to be obsessive compulsive over food. If I want something, just have it. I felt like I was always like, no. And I was like I said recently, about having cocktails. That was probably the last time I was drinking. Last few times, I mean, I haven't really drank anything probably since then. I think because I was afraid I'd go overboard, maybe. Could have been. I always say I didn't want to drink my points, which is the truth. I mean, I want to eat. But the last 2 times we went out, I did have one cocktail. And I thought to myself, I'm an adult. I want to have a cocktail. I have to learn to discipline. And what helps me is telling people around me, like my husband, the guys we go out with, the friends, I'll say to them, watch me, I don't want to have another one. Or if we're at Mexican, take this bowl of chips away, because I can't stop eating restaurant tortilla chips. And see, because they're not in a bag and they're individually wrapped, they're in a bowl. So yeah. So I send them down the other opposite end of the table. So if they're not in front of me, I can't grab them. I mean, like I said, I'm still a work in progress. I'm never going to be, but I work on me every day, and I work on that every day. And what helps me is allowing myself to have something, to not sit there and say it's off limits, to sit there. I can't have Doritos. I buy them individual bags. I'll have that and I'm done. And you know what? Having a taste of something, and that's why the BLTs help me, because if I don't taste it, I'm going to eat it, a whole portion. That's just how it works for me now. Maybe you're different. Everybody's different, let's face it. But these are things that have helped me, and I hope it helps you, because I feel like it's a touchy subject. Nobody wants to talk about it because it's almost like you feel there's something wrong with you. And it's a learned behavior. Like anything else, it's a learned behavior. And if we could learn to fit our foods in during the week, we don't need it as much. We don't binge because we're eating it. You know, like when we sit there and not eat something, and this is a weight loss journey, this is not a diet. Don't sit there and say, I'm not eating this. I can't have that. You can have anything in moderation, in portion control. Portions are everything. When you look up something in the app, it gives you the portions. Just scroll down. If you want to have a taste, have a taste. Like when we're out for dinner, if we're out with a crowd and we all get dessert. Now, I don't normally always get dessert when we go out because you don't have to. But if everybody's having it, you feel like you're missing out. And when you feel like you're missing out, it makes you want it more. So instead of ordering a dessert, I split one. I make Steve eat it. I have a couple forkfuls. So I'm indulging a couple of forkfuls. I'm living life, and I'm sitting and enjoying the food with everybody else. When you sit back and sip your water bottle and smile while they're all eating, that's diet. That is diet. And you're snickering to yourself, well, I have a loss on the scale this week. Is the scale that important that you're going to miss out on life with your friends? You know, it's lifestyle. It's lifestyle. And sometimes you indulge a little bit, and it's okay. Don't ever feel afraid. And sharing is always, you'd be surprised. If you say to somebody at the table, anybody want to share something? I guarantee you someone will say, yeah, I will. Because people love to share, because people want it, and they realize they're really not that hungry either, but they get it more out of habits, more than they actually really want it, and they'll be glad to share it with you. So you never know until you ask. So I always talk about my bracelet that I got this year. I chose a word like last year, and it was intentional. It was from the girl I watch on YouTube, Mikkel, and she's always talking about being intentional. And that's what I have on my bracelet. It says intentional. I want to be intentional in my thoughts and my actions. Like, and know that everything has a consequence. If I decide to eat a whole dessert, I have to understand that I am choosing to do that. I do have a conversation with myself when we're out. Not always pretty, but yeah, talk it out. Say it out loud. Do I want that? Do I need that? Well, we never need it, but we want it. And I feel like if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to have it. The want is a little bit stronger than the need. That's how I found. It's just finding a way to live within your means. And I find that the more you give yourself a little bit, the more life and the journey becomes a little bit livable and doable, and you can continue it. How do you stay on this journey so long? How do you stay focused? It's a lifestyle. And I fit things in, and I make, can you say the word excuses? Maybe, but I make choices, and I live, and when I say something, I don't live in regret. I say it all the time. If I want to I'm not going to feel guilty about it. No matter what I have, I'm sitting there not going to be like, why did I have that? I shouldn't have had that. That's diet mentality. It is. You have to own what you eat and don't feel bad about it. It's food. You didn't commit a crime. You didn't sit there and hurt anybody. You ate a little something that maybe you didn't plan or didn't have the points for. But we have weekly points. Don't ever forget that. Those points are meant to be eaten. Don't sit there and hold them on such a pedestal, because they are, and I will guarantee you, I've said this before, the people that are out there, I'm leaving WW because I wasn't eating enough, I guarantee you that they left points on the weekly board. They left daily points on the board. Those points are, if they're saying they're giving you points for vegetables, they are telling you to eat. That's what that tells me, because you can eat a shit ton of vegetables and gain 10, you can eat 10 cups of vegetables a day and gain 10 points. And they know that. They didn't put any limit on it, because why? Because they know you're not eating enough. So this is a way to get you to eat more, is by rewarding you for eating something. So there it gives you more points. But if you're not eating them and blaming the plan, I know a lot of times I don't eat enough, and I say that all the time. I don't eat enough, and I know this. But I keep falling into that hole where I think I'm, and I keep forgetting, like, I gotta eat more. So eat a higher point bread, eat a higher point cheese, eat a higher point dairy. That'll take some of those points. Why do I eat Dave's Killer Bread? Because it's higher in points, and it helps me reach those goals. I'm not gonna live my life. I'm not saying don't have 647. I have 647 in the freezer when I need it. But on the whole, I have both. This is how life goes, you just have to take the, So I can go on and talk all day about this, and I've already went 20 minutes, and I think I talked this long. But it's such a resonating subject, and I think it hits everyone. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something in this that resonated with you. Let me know down below what you thought of this subject and how you'd feel about the binge day, eat all my points day, no track day. Same thing with Thanksgiving. I'll end on that. Like, I'm not tracking on Thanksgiving. Why not? I track on Thanksgiving. Why? Because you go over your points, you've eaten it. So why not put it in your tracker? Like, to me, you get a better relationship when you own what you do. And because there's going to be high point days. There's nothing wrong with a high point day. It's called life. And I want you to live it to the fullest. And I want you to enjoy your food and never feel guilty about what you're eating. Life's too short to feel guilty about food. Truly. And like what you eat. Don't eat it because it's low in points. Eat it because you like it. There's nothing that I eat that I don't like. Never. If I don't like it, I've said it before. I laughed at the meeting last week because I said, if I'm somewhere and I taste something and it doesn't, I spit it out. I've been through this too long to swallow anything that's not point worthy. And you shouldn't either. You should not be eating something because it's low in points. Eat it because you like it. Because you got to eat it for the rest of your life, because that's how you stay on plan. So you better be liking the food you're eating. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know again in the comments section below. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't yet subscribed, come join us here at Dish with D. We are going to tackle weight loss 1 pound at a time, and join us. We have a fabulous Facebook group too as well. Everything is linked down below. So is my website, dishwithd.com, where all my written recipes are. We will dish another day. Bye-bye, love.